Back on Cavuto Coast to Coast, and before we talk about Zika, let's get into this Justice Department launching a criminal investigation into Dole food, and it is over listeria, a listeria outbreak that has actually been linked to 4 different deaths, and now an FDA report has come out saying that Dole knew about the problem for more than a year before recalling salads from stores. So that's really the issue that Whitney Boan will talk to us about it, the white-collar criminal defense attorney, joins us now from Orlando. Good to see you, Whitney, and what do you think of this from the company's point of view? It's I know that they're said to have known about it, but this is a tough one for Dole Food, right?
Well, I don't know. If I was representing Dole, I would really focus on the fact that what was at issue here was that there was a suspected bacteria that could have been listeria, according to their records for swabs that were done of their food services dating back to 2014. Okay. The DOJ, I mean, they may be doing an investigation, but that does not make Dole guilty or culpable here of any criminal activity. If they have, at this point, when they became aware of the listeria issues affiliated with their packaged salads that were linked to some of the listeria cases that were indicated in patients, they shut down their plant. They cleaned their plant. They've done everything I think that they could do at this point. I understand DOJ's investigation, but I don't think that there's really anything at issue here anymore at this point in time.
So let me ask you about this, though. As I said in the introduction when I was coming to you, the one issue from this FDA report, apparently for the company, is that they had this particular plant that is at issue, and supposedly they knew there was a problem with listeria for more than a year before they closed that plant down. So that seems to be, that's not a big issue, don't you think, for the company? I mean, that's a tough one to defend itself against, no?
I'm not saying it's not an issue, but from what I've seen of the reports that were done of the observations by the Department of Health and Human Services and then ultimately by the FDA, there was a suspected bacteria that could have been listeria. Okay. Ultimately, listeria was linked to packaged salads with a number of the patients and even some of the deaths that were reported linked to listeriosis. However, the bacteria that was indicated back as far as 2014 may have been listeria. It may have been something else. It was suspected. It wasn't clear that it was listeria in the swabs that were indicated from Dole's own records.
I wonder if the damage is already done to some of these companies. And maybe in this case, obviously things could get worse if there's a big punishment that comes of it. But if you're Dole Food here, or if you're Chipotle and what they went through, these other companies, once it's out there and you and I are talking about it from a public relations standpoint, that's already in people's heads, right? I mean, how much of an effect does that have? It's from a lawyer's point of view, I guess you try to just keep this out of the news as much as you can.
Right, of course. I mean, from a PR perspective, you're absolutely right. This is already a done deal. They had to shut down their plant. They did that voluntarily. That's their statement. However, I don't know that they really had much of a choice based on the PR that came out about their being linked, their salads, their packaged salads being linked to individuals with listeria. That's already out there. It's not something you want, obviously. You don't need me to tell you if you're a food company. Thank you, Whitney. Good to see you. And another big story here with